Phil, how are you? Again, part
I'm
two.
doing good. Doing great.
Good deal. I mean, you're hanging in there, yeah?
Yeah, there's not life for me hasn't changed much because I don't besides playing shows, I don't really go out or do anything. I'm in my 40s. I have a 2-year-old, and so me and my wife are pretty busy with him.
That's prime going out time, though. Everybody knows. That's like when you really get stuff going.
Some people might, I know people's in their 30s and 40s that yeah, they're making up for lost time or something. I don't know.
Good for them, right?
Yeah, yeah, to each its own.
Exactly. Everything in moderation, right?
Uh,
Most
yeah,
things in moderation. How about that?
for me, yeah, that doesn't work. But so I just stay away from certain things because
Yeah.
I don't know how to keep things in moderation. So
I mean, everybody has their
I
own
try to
path.
keep I try to keep edge.
Yeah. Straight edge, right?
Yep.
Because you're friends with Ian MacKay, right? And he asked you to join the reincarnation of Minor
Oh
Threat
yeah. No, Fugazi.
or Fugazi. Either
Yeah,
way,
I said, I said maybe.
yeah. Um, all jokes aside, though, that song, the Fugazi song on repeater, "Shut the Door." That's like a really great one. I,
Yeah.
I think that might be my favorite one by Fugazi.
Fugazi is a band that I got into later because I was a fan of Minor Threat growing up, and then there was all these when Fugazi was out, and I mean when it was happening, uh, I didn't I didn't kind of latch onto it because I was pretty young, and I was like, oh, this is a little too wussy for me. And it was all these older punk guys that were down with it, and they were like, no, you should check this out, like friends of older brothers of different friends and things like that. And we would listen to it, but I just wasn't really that into it. And then I got a little bit older and I was like, oh, I was so stupid for not like taking advantage of listening to this more at a younger age. But I guess I was kind of naive.
Definitely, and that was on I mean, like right after, not right after, maybe a few year gap in between Minor Threat and Fugazi, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It was, I think it was pretty close. I'm not too sure on the timeline, but it was one of those things where it was strange that I don't know when it's hard to look back and think, why didn't I think that was this or that, because there's some stuff that I latched onto that now I'm like, oh, that was weak or worthless. But you know
Yeah. When do you see that change with Fugazi? Like really adhering to them?
high school, I think I enjoyed them a little bit more because I was in high school in the late 90s, and then but after that, it just kept, yeah, my love for Fugazi. They're not like, I mean, I like them, but they're not someone I obsess over musically. But I really enjoy what they did.
What concerts did you attend when you were younger that really stuck out to you?
There was a reunion show for TSOL in, I think, the year 2000. That was So that was 21 years ago, which is weird because I remember going to that show and thinking I missed it all, and I'm seeing them now and they're all old and but they were super amazing, and that was a show. But I was already into music by then, and so I'm trying to think. There was a place in Long Beach called D Piazzas that it was this place called Java Lanes in the Lava Lounge. They had a lot of bands come through. So I was too young to go into the shows, but like Jonathan Richman and like a bunch of people, I would just hear what was going on inside from like kind of out the door in the bowling alley. And a lot of bands came through there. Um, I think like even Weezer played, like even Weezer was like they were already huge, and they played like a secret show there one time, I remember. But that was like a big, yeah, I think the Damned, like they didn't play, but Dave Vanian played a set there with his side project or solo thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, can't think of anything that really sticks out. There has to be some, but I don't remember. I remember TSO was the first like crazy show I went to where I was like, dang, this is. But oh, I know. Going to church, we in high school we listened to like some. I kind of listened to hardcore, but barely, not really. There's a band called Bloodshed that I was really into, but I still was more like into punk, but there wasn't really, I don't know, like the scene wasn't really there. And then so I went to those shows and those were cool. They were at like youth center things and things like that. And then I know what it is. Les Shock. That was a band that I used to see a lot, and I would go to like a lot of those shows. I go to Stitches shows. So there was like the whole like 1977 type punk thing. And I mean, I know Les Shock's like its own thing, but the whole like for the Stitches and all those bands that kind of came around that time, it was fun to go to Les Shock shows. Always, it was like always a mess.
Do you remember your first concert you ever went to? Just strictly the first one.
It has to be like a church show, like a hardcore show or something, I think. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That is really cool.
Yeah, and that goes with the whole straight edge scene. That was kind of the whole, they were on the same tip, kind of all that.
Pathway for sure, right? I mean, like that being associated more to that than, I mean, whatever. Curtis.
Just the style of music, not even what they were, not anything anyone was preaching. It was more just those two scenes kind of meshed a little bit, and like some straight edge bands would play shows with, Christian hardcore bands as well.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. So the last time that you were on here, you guys were just about to release Carpet Denim. It was that long ago. That's insane.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Carpet Denim's is the EP. No, that was the full length, and then we did Pull the Chute after that.
You're jumping ahead of my questions here, Phil.
I know, sorry. Yeah, Carpet Denim. So that was a bit ago.
That was a bit ago, and you showed me you guys had Path Totality, that music video you guys had just filmed it the day prior.
Yeah.
To doing it, and it was awesome. How do you feel that the record was received?
I think a lot of people slept on it. No matter how Dan and Chad got out there and toured it pretty good. I couldn't go on that one because I just had the kid, just had Levi, and then but yeah, I don't know. I think people slept on it. That music video wasn't what I wanted to do for it. It was kind of a last minute effort because I wanted to do like this proper kind of storyline, which I never usually want to do, but it was somewhat of a linear video. But it was just too much to get together at the time. And it would have cost too much money. So we scrapped it, and I just did one in the garage.
Yeah. Speaking of linear, I mean, when we spoke last time, you're like, I don't really write linear songs, but that's interesting that you wanted to do a some sort of variation of a linear video for Path Totality. Is that the one that you wanted to do it for?
Yeah, it was still a weird wormhole type, kind of surreal video, but it was definitely kind of just a storyline with it, which is, yeah. I mean, for that song, that's how it goes though. That one is kind of pretty straightforward song, so I think the video would have worked with it. But it's one of those things where a budget needs to be there, and it's kind of, that's a little too much to ask for sometimes when you're still a garage band. Somewhat, we have the benefits of certain things in certain situations and certain scenes and certain scenarios, but for the most part, we're not making the big bucks for the label or for anyone really. We're still trucking along, but it's work.
Definitely. I mean, and it's always going to be work, whether you're top tier or like just a starting out band. I mean, it's
Yeah.
always work, right?
Yeah, it is.
And I know you hate doing it, and I love that you keep on doing it.
I don't know. I definitely don't hate doing it. I love doing it. It's I don't tour as much because that's a thing that I'm not crazy about. But I do like the thing is I do like going out and playing different places and meeting people and all of that. That's the fun part.
What was the last
But
show
being
that you?
away from
Sorry,
sorry.
please go ahead. Go ahead,
Oh
Phil.
yeah, but
I
being
just had
away
another
from the
dumb
family.
question. That's it. That's it. I just had
Oh,
another
okay.
dumb question. I want you to finish it, please.
Yeah, but being away from the family is not ideal for me. So if I was able to travel with my family and not, I don't really care about making a living off music still. It's never been about that. Um, but yeah, it's not it's something I do. I love getting out there and playing shows. That's always a good time.
Definitely. What was the last show that you played, if you can recall?
Uh I feel like I feel like it oh, you know what it was? It was not Magic Mountain. Uh Mountain High. Mountain High, we played that free show. It's this weird show we played. The reason we did it, I mean, it was cool. We got you know got paid obviously, but we got free lift tickets, so we got to go snowboarding, which I don't tend to do that often because it's so dang expensive. And I used to snowboard a lot growing up, so that was fun to get to do that and then play a show. It was so weird to end on that, like to end playing that show in February and then have another show lined up. And I forgot where that show was at. I think it was the Telegram or something. I don't remember, but that got canceled, obviously. So we ended our career playing Mountain High.
You went on a high, right? Went out
Yeah.
on a high, a mountain high.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's. I mean, was it a nice show though? Was it good? It was outside, right?
Yeah, it was
On a
freezing.
stage. Yeah.
Yeah, I wore like snowboard gear on stage. I think I looked like something out of some 1990 whatever pop music video on MTV, like some snowboard gear with goggles and all that. I didn't have goggles on, but yeah.
Yeah. The whole get up. You had bindings on, right? And that kind of made it hard
Oh yeah, yeah,
to
I
play
was
the
locked.
drums.
Yep, locked in there.
Just prepared for anything, right? Like, all
Oh
right,
yeah,
we're done, and then just like the
avalanche.
slopes.
An avalanche comes, I'm ready.
Yeah. When you perform Generation Singular, was it when you wrote it, was it did you have the idea, the mindset to perform it like a Ottofix song that you weren't on the drums and just up there singing with either
No,
a backing drum, like a drum loop, or somebody playing it on the drums?
no, we didn't. I didn't think we were gonna even play that one live, and then the label was into it. So we started playing it live, and then Dan had the idea of having me up front do that, and then he had the idea of having me up front for a few other songs as well, which I don't know how that's all received because Tijuana Panthers is Tijuana Panthers, and that I don't know if that's the look, you know. So I don't know, it's something different. We were just messing around. It's kind of one of those things where we were less worried about what that's going to look like and just did it. And it's not like that we're doing something crazy. It's more of we've always kept Tijuana Panthers pretty straight with just me, Chad, and Dan. But we've had Mike, our buddy Mike from Gestapo Kazi, and he's played in a bunch of Long Beach bands. He he's been playing drums and filling in for me on all the tours. So for all the big ones too. And he even went to Europe with the guys. So he just comes and hangs out and plays, and he's just a buddy. So he'll just play as many songs as we want him to if I want to go up front. So He's a way better drummer than I am. So it's like all my stuff's super easy to him. It's like no brainer. Fun fact, that guy actually played um, the drum track on End of My Rope for so that's him playing.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't I think Chad had a specific beat in mind, and then I was trying to play it and I wasn't playing it right. And Johnny, the recording engineer, was like, "Oh, play it like this." And then he didn't have it, he had it, but he didn't have it exactly like Chad wanted it. And then so um I think I had just still had the kids, so I was like, I don't have time to figure this out. I mean, I probably should have. I mean, I know how to play it now, but it was funny that he just um, Mike came in and was, he's such a good drummer. He's able to just play it right away.
He's a session musician. He was in the Wrecking Crew, right?
Oh yeah, he wrecks it.
Where did the idea come from for that song, Generation Singular?
That one was from when I was getting my master's, and my thesis was on information communication technology and how it affects us and how it affects our brains and how it manipulates, the way we think. And just when I was studying, I found an article where they're getting closer. They were already either implanting something in somebody's brain so that they can navigate the internet through their brain. And so it's talking about singularity, how, us and technology are coming together. So yeah, that song's about, I wrote a paper on it. So I just kind of pulled some of the information from the paper and just made that song, kind of like Devo-ish.
Did you cite that source when you wrote it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I used APA, not MLA.
Yeah,
so
of course.
APA is a nightmare, but I got really friendly with that.
It's a whole different beast, really. And now they've changed MLA format for citation when you're just quoting the author now. And this was new news to me. I just learned about it. I said, okay, great. But that's just what they do to keep us on our toes,
Oh yeah, I'm done with it. So I'm never going
I'm
to
letting
school.
you know. I'm letting you know that that's what's going
Yeah.
on.
I'm never going to school again.
That's
Never.
it.
That's
it.
it.
You went to Cal State Long Beach, right?
Yeah, I went to Cal State Long Beach, and then I went to Northridge for my teaching credential, and then I just did like some online thing for my master's, so it wasn't too crazy.
When were you like done with all that? Like what year did you like it's finally at its end?
I don't know. It was like a few years ago. Yeah.
But you're out. You're done.
I'm out. Yeah, done deal. And if you don't have to go to school, don't go to school. If you can do a trade, do the trade. If you're feeling it. If you're not feeling it and you want to go to school, kids, go to school.
Yeah. It's words of advice. But also
but you don't have to go to college. Everyone's saying you got to go. You do not have to go to college.
Yeah.
Nowadays, there's plenty out there, as long as you are down to go figure it out and like go find it and work for it, or be an apprentice somewhere. Yep. I have lots of friends that are all over the place with that. Some went to school, some didn't. And most of the people that actually, a few of my friends that went to school aren't doing anything. They're like hedge fund, like crazy, just way beyond what I don't even know what type of money they're making, but they were like, they were like college professors, and then they just said, forget this, we're just going to go make money. So yeah, I mean, you can use your degree, I guess, to do that, or and I know people without degrees that are, making a ton of money, but some that aren't making money and they're happy. I'm happy. I'm not making crazy money, but it's some people, when they really put it all into that, if that's what you want to be happy, it's pretty scary.
Yeah, it's true. Going back to Europe and touring, you said that you didn't go this last time, but in our previous conversation on this podcast, you said that you did go a few times and toured it kind of extensively. Whereabouts did you guys travel in the times you went?
All over. We went, yeah, everywhere. The Netherlands, yeah, played Germany, Spain, Portugal, and then we played the UK as well. But yeah, France and yeah, pretty much everywhere. Everywhere that's the normal, you know,
Loop.
circuit,
Yeah.
yeah, loop or whatever everyone does. So when we had to fly to when we played Germany, we have to fly there because I think we were somewhere kind of far when we were. It was kind of like a one. I think it was like a Sailor Jerry's show or something. So they were able to pay us to or pay for our flights over
Well,
and
that's
then
nice.
back.
Was there free liquor involved as well? Did they at least flip the bill for
Yeah,
that?
yeah, there was. There always is, no matter where we're at over there. I don't know what it's gonna be like being. I mean, I'm gonna have lots of. I know I'm gonna have lots of fun in Europe, but yeah, it'll be interesting. People probably think I'm an alien for not drinking over there because it's definitely part of life. I mean, especially if you're celebrating. It's when we're playing, it's a show. It's fun. So
Yeah. How did those tours play out? Did you like how was it different from America? What was it like over there?
it they they take care. I mean, there's certain promoters here that take care of you, but over there, it's like a family kind of atmosphere wherever you go. They really do take care of you. We have a tour manager over always, this guy George, and he's he's the best. So he really gets it dialed in everywhere we go. Plus, everyone's already very welcoming, anyways. So yeah, and the reception's always it's always just like insane shows. Everyone's happy to be there, and it's similar. I guess it's similar to playing Southern California shows, but you're just they're everywhere you go. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, definitely. So what's the deal when you guys went over there? Did you rent gear over in Europe, or did you bring gear over there? I mean, how
Yeah,
did that go about?
you'd rent gear, and so we just have our guy George just takes care of that, and yeah, he gets the gear from I think the same place we always do, somewhere in the Netherlands usually, and that's I don't know if that's the same way every time. I can't remember, but yeah, it's over there. We just rent it.
Do you have a specific some memories that stick out to you from doing those tours over there?
Yeah, I think just the friendships, like with George, our tour manager, friends with him still, and just around, yeah, other people I've met over there, and just it's crazy. Like I still kind of chat online with people from like Athens and from from Greece. It's pretty crazy that yeah. So a lot of the little relationships that I've made with different people, just like little pen pals. So that there's a lot of that. There's tons of stories as well, but I just can't think of any right at this moment.
If it comes to you during this interview, please cut me off and
Oh
and
yeah,
and mention them, please.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Did you ever do any international traveling prior to these tours that you were doing in Europe?
yeah. I mean Mexico, things like that. But we would do. I played water polo for a little bit, and that's what I thought I was gonna do before I realized I wanted to go surfing and be in the water. I played water polo, and we what age was that? I think I was going into ninth grade, but we went over. They flew us out to play some exhibition games in Hungary. So in this little town near
Wow.
Budapest. Yeah. So it was because they have a big. They're big on on water polo. And so that was cool. We get to play in this old spring, kind of as a rock bottom pool. There's like all pebbles on the bottom and it fills with spring water. And it was, all the kids were like 11 or 12 smoking cigarettes with their like water polo caps on. And I'm like, dude, this is a different world. Because it was still, I mean, probably not so much like that anymore over there. Like if you went to the same little village that I went to, it was in a village too. I remember it was raining one time. We were like little kids. We were in the like tiny hotel, and we just ran like down the street in our speedos down to the pool. But I remember getting like insanely sick. I thought I was gonna die, and luckily I made it till the end of the trip. But yeah, I was probably the sickest I've ever been in my life. I don't know what I had. The
Like,
doctors didn't. They were just. I think they gave me something. I was like hallucinating and just in the bed there most of the trip after. It sucked.
sounds like dysentery of some sort.
No, yeah, I don't know. It was like the flu, but
Oh, okay.
beyond, yeah, I don't know. I was like coughing up blood and like not like minor amounts, not like an insane amount, but it was something where the coaches were like, "Oh crap,
I
we
think
gotta
any
take
amount is
this."
alarming to be
Yeah.
coughing up
So
blood.
obviously my mom was freaking out. She's Yeah, they can't do anything.
Yeah,
But I made it
you're out of
back
their
alive.
grasp.
I
Yeah.
made it back alive.
What year was that?
That was 93, I think, 92, 93.
Jeez. And then when you came back, did you like eventually like, all right, I'm good? You just it kind of went away or what?
Oh, I was starting to get better, I think, on the trip because it was a long trip. It was a few weeks. And so I don't remember how many days, but yeah. And then we went to like Austria. But I remember being a little kid before I got sick. We were there and the mayor of the town, like, or whatever it was, a mayor, of this like village, his daughter took us down into this like wine cellar place. Like it's so weird because everything is like a blur at that. You'd think at that age I would remember it very distinctly and clearly, but I can't. But yeah, it was the first time I kind of like was sipping on the wine like as a little kid and just being like, oh, this is great. It's like the mayor's daughter or whatever's hanging out with us, and we're just these little kids that have no clue what we're doing, and we're in and like right near Budapest, again, some small villages, weird, but it was great. It was a good experience. But besides that, not much traveling.
Yeah. Were you a drinker as a kid?
Yeah, kind of like not crazy. And then I started going to, I think, yeah, I started in middle school kind of experimenting and doing whatever. And because I didn't really know what the heck I was doing. I just had a lot of older people around me that were kind of bad influences, and there was a lot in my neighborhood. And then I started going to church with a couple of friends, and then I kind of got my head on straight. For me, I'm not judging anyone, but yeah. And then I started going to church, and then I I realized, yeah, that this is the direction I want to go with my life. But then when you get into your 20s, I just started drinking and just mainly drinking, like, oh, this is mellow. But then it started getting kind of uh, out of control. It was just too, I could handle too much, and most people were fine with that. And I mean, no one really noticed or could tell like that how much like I was actually consuming. My wife did, and so that bothered her. And but obviously I wasn't. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was one of those things where I realized way too late that there's no reason I should be drinking, because I have two sides of my family history as well that it's kind of funneled down with addiction, and I get addicted. I'm obsessive compulsive with like lots of harmless things. So when I add something that could be potentially harmful in there, then there's a recipe for disaster. So I partake. I mean, I choose to not to partake anymore.
Gotcha. You said that your wife knew you during this time, and she kind of how long have you known your wife for? Have you known her, not been married to?
21 years, I think. 20, wait, 22 years, I think. Yeah.
So 97. Does that make sense?
Wait, no. 21 years then. It like 99, I think. Isn't that 21 years ago about? Or no?
Yeah, that's 22 years ago, but like right around there, you know.
Like yeah,
So
like 99 I met her.
99 2000, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
whatever that is.
So straight out of high school.
Yeah. Yeah, straight I was in college. Maybe, yeah, I was in my second year of college.
Wow. And was she attending the same college as you?
No, no, no. She was a hairdresser.
Different
Yeah.
college. That
Yeah.
you met her at Northridge. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. No, no, no.
Oh, no, I know.
She's cosmetology school when she was in high school, probably like the early 90s. And she's older than me. She's like 3 years. She's 3 years older than me, but she did hair for 20 years, and then pieced out of that.
Robbing the cradle with her, huh?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's a long time though that you've known her. I mean, like that you guys have been together.
Yeah. No, it is. It is.
Yeah, and now you have a kid, so I think like you're stuck with her now, right?
Yeah. Exactly. We waited a long time to have a kid, and it was pretty much until I grew up. Not grew up, but
Matured, yeah, kind of found
I
your
think,
way.
yeah, whatever the reason was, I was glad we waited. I mean, I'm glad we waited, but at the same time, after we had Levi, I was like, oh, didn't know what I was missing this whole time. So, but I'm not one to look at that and say, oh, I wish I would have. I don't really do that ever. It's, yeah, I don't do that. Like I wish I did this instead of that. So I'm happy right now with
Yeah,
where.
live a life without regrets, right? And that's what we're all trying to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I have plenty of regrets, but I don't know if I would change them because they've made me who I am. So
Definitely. What other kind of I mean, you said that you when did you get into surfing as a kid?
so thing with surfing is I got into surfing. I know I said surfing, but I actually got into bodyboarding, which in the 90s was I thought was cool, and I think it was pretty popular, but it's pretty dorky to a lot of people now. But I started surfing before that when I was really little because my dad surfed and he would take us surfing. So I did that first, and then I got into bodyboarding or boogie boarding because a lot of friends were doing it. And I was like, oh, I like going to the wedge and spots like that, which are kind of sketchy. And there was some people surfing wedge in other places back then, but not a ton. Not like nowadays. There wasn't the soft top revolution either, which I have some friends that are invested in that I know that work for some of those companies. So
And what about the
uh,
leashless revolution? What about that?
oh, that's me.
That's you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm on that tip. How'd you hear about that? You came up.
I'm just in the new in the know in the new. You could tell how much I'm in the know because I said in the new.
I have like a surf text. I have a text with some friends. We always kind of go back and forth about what's happening. But that's a thing, and I get made fun of about that because I won't wear a leash. It has to be like head high overhead for me to kind of throw on a leash, and that's it at like a beach break, like at Bolsa or somewhere where it's or if it's like walled out and it's just not, you're not going to make it, then I might wear a leash if it's like head high. But yeah, most days like 4 to 5 foot I won't wear a leash. And I don't, and people make fun of it, or people say, there was an article I think recently that was saying I forgot who was saying it, they were like, oh, why do you want to surf if like you're going to have to try to make it every time? You want to try to like progress, and whatever the wording was, it just sounded stupid. And nothing against the guy. I know where that guy is coming from, and I know what type of surfing he's doing. I'm a very different type of surfer, and it's more, uh, I don't know. I just like the feeling of no leash, you know.
Yeah, free, more
I've
free.
always I've always liked it, and I mean, I know like Nost, uh, we for a while. I know Nost, um, and this isn't it's not obviously a bag on him, but we say Nost leash because he, you know. And so we were saying, so I would always say, oh yeah, Nost leash, man, like just because it kind of rubbed everyone the wrong way, and yeah, I used to always, me and Chad, we don't wear leashes. You can't tie us down.
Yeah, metaphorically and in actuality.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember one time I went to go see you guys at Salt Creek Beach, and I had talked to you before the show. You're like, "Oh yeah, I just got done surfing." I still, that still resonates with me. Like, how the fuck are you able to play a whole set after going out there? And I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. You're a
That
madman, is what I'm saying.
Oh no, definitely not.
Definitely.
That was funny because I think I wasn't even surfing that much. I was surfing an okay amount, but there wasn't really waves that day anyways. But I remember, yeah, kind of having to scratch to get into a lot of waves that day because it was so tiny. And then when I started playing, I think you mentioned something. I was like, oh yeah, I'm feeling it today. But usually I don't because I've I've surfed I've surf every day or whatever it's usually, but I think I was out of the water for a bit.
And then you got back into it.
Oh yeah, and it's yeah, the having the kid didn't really do much. It was with that, it was more, and he comes to the beach too. He wants to get in the water already, but yeah, I don't know. I think there's nothing else to do right now anyways, and for me it's all about getting out there anyways and every day. Or I haven't actually lately, it's been kind of small and whatever, kind of junk, so I've just been catching up on work and other creative stuff.
Good deal. Yeah. I mean, that's awesome to keep yourself really occupied during this time is really crucial.
Yeah, and it's easier for me right now because I have the kid and I have a lot going on, but I know for some people, some friends and other people, it is tough. It's a tough go.
Yeah,
How have
definitely.
you been?
I've been good. I've been good. I'm just trying to do the podcast
There we go.
more and more, and you see that we switch it to Zoom. We being nobody, it's just me. It's
Yeah.
I'm the whole team behind this.
You
I
got
don't
to get
give.
out in the water. Do you
I
surf?
know. No, I don't. No.
Oh, get out in the water.
Yeah, I know. I should. I should.
I usually don't tell people that nowadays because it's the surfing's become the hula hoop again. So it's pretty rough everywhere. But it doesn't really matter. It's every people might complain about that, but I still get a million waves every day I go out. So me and my little brother, whenever they see like friends see us come out, they're like, oh man, they know we're coming to take waves.
Yeah,
We're
you got to be
pretty
aggressive.
aggressive.
Yeah, definitely.
Even though I'm mellow, my style's mellow, everything about that, I'm pretty aggressive for to get as many waves as possible in the amount of time I have out there. You know, I don't
Definitely.
I
Well,
don't harsh anyone's mellow, obviously.
yeah,
Obviously.
but you got to be assertive within the wall. I mean, I was like, this is my wave, your way,
Yeah.
whatever. You know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just kind of act like the person's not there and take the wave.
Good. Yeah. Even your brother, you're like, get out of the
I
way.
don't snake people. I don't, but I know what to do to. I'm not jocking people or anything, but I'm able to figure it out to where I can reap the benefits out there.
Never snake a panther. You know.
Oh yeah,
That's what I say. But
nothing will happen. I might
yeah.
say, "Good one" or something. I don't know, but it ain't
Yeah.
worth it. There's some interesting people out in the water though that really do. It gets under their skin, or they can't they just have a weird chip on their shoulder. I don't know. But
Chad is like really like in your face about it.
oh
I
yeah,
surfed with
Chad.
him one time and he
Yep.
is not mellow at all. He's like, what the
No.
fuck, dude? This
Yep.
is my way. I was like, I understand. I'm
Yep.
not, because I'm not Long Beach local,
No, he has the surf punk song playing in his head all day long.
Yeah,
It's my beach.
aggressive. But
Oh
then
yeah.
outside, he's a great dude. But it's just
In
he's
the water, yeah. Just
no,
gets
Chad's an awesome guy, and he's obviously that he's come on the podcast. And
oh
he's
yeah. Yep.
just tremendous. Dan too, as
Yep.
well. Yeah. Do
Got all
you?
the
I got all the Panthers on.
yep.
The Magic Trio. But do you remember the first song that you wrote in general? Not just for Tijuana Panthers, possibly Pencils or something?
Oh, this is before pencils. Yeah, there's some songs I remember writing.
It,
Yeah.
did any of them make it to albums at all? Tijuana Panthers albums?
No.
They
No.
got they got lost in the
Oh no, they
transition.
weren't. No, I mean, I for no, those songs didn't. Heck no. But when pencils we would write. Like I think when we started, Chad wrote Atomic Twist, and then I don't know. I think Crew Cut was the first song I kind of wrote, me and Chad together. Yeah.
You guys both penned that one?
I think so, yeah. I remember we were in my room and in my parents' house and we did that one.
So pre-college?
No, that was college. That was 2003, I think. Or 4.
And you guys started playing Pencils like 2004-ish, right? Or 2005?
Yeah, 2003 or 2004 we started Pencils. I can't remember.
Wow. Man, that's crazy.
We didn't start playing shows until like 2004. It took a while.
Yeah. Do you when did you see a shift within people, like the amount of people that started showing up to shows? Do you recall like when that transition happened, or was it gradual?
I'm trying to think where that started. It was gradual, I feel like, and then Burger really helped with that, like the whole Burger scene that kind of helped. And then people like Renee from Viva Pomona, he helped a lot with. Yeah, it just grew kind of organically. It didn't happen. It wasn't like we had some hit song or had a it was a slow go, which was nice.
Yeah, I mean, like if you just hit the top immediately, it's like you don't really enjoy the ride up.
Yeah, I liked trying to get people to come out or not. I'm not trying to get people to come out, but just kind of working towards it. It kind of there's some satisfaction there.
Working towards the goal of like getting your stuff out there.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
definitely. Were the tracks on Pull the Shoot, were they kind of B-sides of Carpet Denim, or was it just all new ideas that you were just kind of getting out there?
Those were all new. I'm trying to think if Dan's were some that we didn't use, but no, Dan's were new as well. Yeah, they're all just new songs.
Yeah, and you can only stream that, right? There's no hard copy thus far.
It's like Ghost Food. That's how Ghost Food was as well.
Gotcha. Yeah,
and now there's physical copies. Now eventually, like, there might be more, but yeah, there might be more. There might be physical copies of this at some point, and we might do another EP or another LP. I don't know what's going on right now, but everything's kind of in limbo.
You got some new stuff in the works? Or
Yeah,
ideas at
I think
least?
we have like a full another record.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome. If you'd like to drop it right now, that'd be great, because the
Oh yeah.
last time that was the first time that you said carpet denim. I'm just trying to be groundbreaking here.
Oh
So
yeah. No, there's a name that we're thinking about for the record, but I'm not revealing that because
give
that's
me
not.
something to work with, a selling point.
Oh,
No. That'll be great though. And everyone can find that when you guys post it, right? I mean, obviously you guys will post
yeah,
it on
that one
Instagram.
will actually probably be a physical copy if it's going to be an LP. We're not going to do a digital LP. The EPs we do digital just because it's like 5 or 6 songs or whatever, and it would be nice to do physical copies, but eventually maybe we'll do a box set of all our EPs or something.
Oh wow, that'd be great. I know that Innovative, I don't know if they still have it up, but the first, it was Poster, Max Baker, Semi Sweet, um maybe not, maybe not Ghost Food, but they had that bundle going for a bit. I don't know if it's still up
Oh
there,
yeah,
but people could
yeah,
still
they did.
should grab it if it's still available, because those are
Oh yeah,
definitely great. Do you
Max
have, please go ahead.
the Max Baker records, those things. Yeah, the label can't hang on to those. Those things, every time we keep repressing them, and that's like the biggest. It's funny that the the recordings on. I mean, I love the guy that recorded us. He's a buddy, but it just, and we didn't know what we were doing, and people want that record more than all the other records, and I get it because it has the songs that everyone has grown to love. But it's funny there. Yeah, we did a full another deal with the label on repressing that again. So we re-upped that contract for that record. Yeah, so it's crazy to see what sells. And that one is a big seller.
Do you have a favorite album that you think this is the finest in your eyes?
Not albums, songs. There's a lot of songs. But each album is like a little mark in time that I like to refer back to sometimes, and either where we recorded it or who we recorded it with, and what my mindset was then, and what, yeah, just how it all played out during that moment in time.
That's awesome. That's a really interesting way to be able to grasp, like, this was this era and this was this era and so on and so forth. That's really interesting. That's awesome. But I wanted to ask you about a song that I really like, and I'd asked you about before, but when we were just chatting, Sunday. That song Sunday. Can you explain to me what the process was like in recording that and where it came from?
That that one was just the I recorded it. I had like a ukulele, but I wasn't even playing it. I think it's even on that song, but it was one of those songs where I just recorded. Those vocals are actually, it was like a free style. Like I didn't write the lyrics down. I just kind of started singing the song, and that's the song. And I didn't write it. I didn't do any takes, and it was just that one take. And so I sent it to Dan. Then Dan added a bunch of stuff on it, and then I think we just released it like that. So it wasn't supposed to be on there. It was just a song I had. I have a bunch of those songs from a certain point in time where I had a ukulele, and it's not like, doesn't sound like ukulele songs, but it was more kind of like I was playing it like an acoustic or whatever, um, to just get ideas out real quick. And it was before I had a keyboard, I think, or a synth. But yeah, that one I just wrote. I mean, I didn't write. I just, yeah, freestyled it or whatever, and that was it. Just recorded it on like a tape recorder or something.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's a really great song. That's like one of my personal favorites, and it's I remember you saying that. I just
Yeah.
want to get that on record though, that was a free style and not
Yeah,
something that was
I guess
pre-written.
I mean, technically not a freestyle. You know what I mean,
No,
though.
no,
Like
no, no. I mean, that's what
just
I would
off the
use.
top of my head,
People
and it
understand.
was Yeah, it was one of those things where I think people do like that song too. Other people have said that as well because it's kind of a little heartfelt ditty.
I mean, it's about a girl of some sort, yes? Or there's
Uh,
an idea of a girl in it. That's what I gathered. I don't know.
yeah,
That's
it's just a kind of a suburban love song, suburban lawn song. No, not suburban. Definitely not suburban lawn song, but yeah, just kind
I
of
like it.
just growing. It was about just being in my neighborhood and growing up there. I think I was out in Valencia, and I was just kind of uh, I didn't want to be out there, and I was a little homesick. So, and it's not that far away, but it just is a different feel than growing up. Yeah, being in Long Beach growing up.
Yeah, definitely. Did you do the artwork for Pull the Shoot, the cover art?
Yeah, Dan came up with that idea for like a Monet thing and like the cutouts. And I was like, yeah, that could work. And so then I said, Dan was saying pull the shoot often, just in conversation about the band and things like that. So I was like, made a joke like, oh, it's called a record pull the shoot. And he was like totally down. He was like, wait, he's like, I've been saying that. I'm like, I know you have, dude. that's why
That's why I
that's
said
why
it.
that's why we should call the record pull the shoot and or the EP. And he was into it. Chad's always into whatever. Like if I say something is cool, he's it's not that he doesn't care, Chad's always like, I don't know anything about that stuff, about art or the artwork. He knows what he likes, obviously, but he's always kind of put that. It's not that he doesn't care. He's definitely put the trust in me and Dan's hands. He's trusted us with that. So me and Dan agreed on the Monet thing, but I said, okay, pull the shoot. So I'll do the cutouts, but I'll take away all the colors in the Monet thing and just put the shoots kind of showing through. And then I had little parachutes, and there's like little, if you zoom in, there's like little jackets in there with like made of parachutes. There's a chair made of parachute and some other random little like I Spy type things if you really look at the cover. But it was just digital, so I didn't think too much of it. It was pretty quick.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, it really looks really cool. And that's not to say that, I mean, Chad obviously has a huge part. Everybody plays a huge role to make Tijuana Panthers what it is,
Yeah.
obviously, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chad's the driver.
Yeah,
He drives.
he's a mastermind behind it all. He's got that van.
No,
I
I
mean,
mean he physically drives the van.
yeah, yeah.
He doesn't drive our operation. He drives the van.
He drives the van. That's right, and it's a nice van too.
No, Chad comes up with some gems, some good tunes. His guitar is he's one of my favorite guitar players.
Look, I've seen you guys play Redheaded Girl every time I've seen you guys play. So clearly, he has a he has a stake in this.
No, it's pretty ridiculous. I don't think I've ever seen I know I've seen bands that do it, but I don't know. I feel bad for people that come see us all the time because we do play all of those. We can't go without it playing Creature, Redheaded Girl, and a few others. And it's fine. I'm fine playing them because everyone, like, it's a big party once they come on. But if I was to see us multiple times, I'd be like, oh, I'd rather hear some new stuff. But I get it. If you're really into a band, like I used to go see Les Shock, and there was a bunch of songs. I mean, they played the same songs every time, and maybe they would change their setup, but I would go to hear those specific tracks. Or same thing with Stitches or whoever I mentioned before. Just growing up and going like locally, going to shows and seeing the same. I would go see the same set over and over again.
By the way, that was not a knock on you guys at all. I love hearing all
Oh,
the songs you guys play. That wasn't. I was
no,
didn't mean
I don't.
that.
I really,
That way.
if you'd be like the one person to knock it, I'd be like, go ahead, man.
No, no.
I'm totally fine. I'm totally fine not playing those. But yeah, no, I mean,
I'm not holding that. Yeah, that's not me. It's always a nice show every time I've seen you guys.
it's okay
Even
if it's not. I mean, you've missed. Then yeah, there's been some. I think it's South by Southwest. There's like been some messy shows because that gets messy over there. A little too much action all day long. And yeah, there's some moments that I'm like, wow, I did that or that. And so it's but most of the SoCal shows we've been on our best behavior and do pretty good sets.
Well, I want to catch you guys outside the state then, just to see these shows. I want to I want to see this
Oh,
messiness
that's long gone. That was a different
era.
Yeah, different time for me.
That was Pencil's era, right?
No, that was TJP.
Poster.
Oh no, it was before that. It was,
No,
but it was.
kidding.
We go out South by Southwest. It was always a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you, when you were going on all the tours, especially in the U.S., did you hit every state, or just like some more than others?
No, Dan and Chad did most of that. These last few records, they did like proper tours. Before, when I used to go on the road, and that was a thing, like I kind of limited us in that capacity where I could go out for a few weeks, like 2 weeks during school, and then like during summer I'd go out. We'd do Europe or something for a lot longer, for like 18 days or whatever it was. But but US, we were kind of limited. Plus we were still starting out in it. We tried to make the best out of what we had. So we'd fly over to the East Coast, rent gear or borrow gear, or I don't remember what we did. I think one time we rented gear. I can't remember. But we would play around, like the Garden came with us one year when they were still getting it going. And we just would play shows over there and then fly home and then play shows over here so we wouldn't go in the middle,
just each
which
coast.
There's a lot of good stuff to play in the middle, and I didn't get to do that, but Chad and Dan did, so it's cool.
So you guys were there. You were there in spirit.
Yeah. I was there.
Definitely.
Dylan was there, the drummer.
When you wrote "Don't Give a Damn," I mean, because you and Dan both sing that, right? You guys both take turns in that. Was that a song that you'd written before Tijuana Panthers, or within its inception? How did that song come about, if you can recall?
That was just a silly song that I wrote. I think I was paying like a lot in taxes or something, where I was just not feeling it, like right when I started working. So I was like, don't give a damn, give to Uncle Sam. So it was never a bash on like the US or anything.
Right. Just taxes.
I don't even remember. I don't even remember I gotta think of the lyrics right now. Yeah.
I always put you on the spot, Phil. I mean, come on. You know how this goes.
Yeah. The lyrics, I think, it is pretty much a song about taxes.
Right. And everybody needs a good tax song,
Yeah, it's like the Tax Man, but ours is just way more popular than the Beatles their song ever got. So
ever are, yeah. Beatles,
yeah,
whatever. Old news. Do you recall filming the Summer Fun video?
Yeah, I remember that.
Can you tell me about that? Like how long did it take to film? Was it all in one day?
Yeah, it was pretty much all in one day. That one actually is kind of, it's hard to talk about now because I lost the house party we played at was a good friend of mine, and I lost that friend recently, like a year or two ago. Wait, no, not a year. It was 2019 in December. He passed. Yeah, it was pretty tragic. So that house party, he's in that video, and he's a friend that he put on that party. He was always kind of throwing stuff like that and getting crazy. And it wasn't even like, I didn't really hang out with those dudes around that time that were, partying in that house, but I knew a lot of them. There's like, I think a few people, if you look, there's like, I think some like pro skaters and some other people in Long Beach, just random people at the party that I didn't even know who they were. And then later on, someone's like, oh, I know who that guy is. And whatever. But it was funny to see that, where some of those people went, you know.
From there, right?
Yeah, but it was just kind of, that was organic. Our friend Kenny, that he actually is big in the film industry, and he is an editor, like he edits big blockbuster films. So that's his. So he just did us a favor and did that like first video.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah. It's a really good video. I'm gonna put the link to it in the description of this video, so people
It's
go
pretty
check it out.
silly.
No, it's awesome though. Did you guys play a full set within that
Yeah,
house?
yeah,
Wow.
I think. And then a friend that just saw it recently was saying, "Oh, do you remember when the cops came? Because we were supposed to play outside. For some reason, it was a thing we were playing outside, and the cops came, so we put all the gear inside, and then the cops kept coming, but they didn't open the door, so the cops were just outside, and we were just playing, and they couldn't get in the house. So, and I don't know if Chad and Dan knew that, but I remember somebody holding the door, and there's a back door, and somebody's holding the back door, and so it was. Yeah, it was in the middle of the day, so the cops were just like, they're just like, whatever, it's a noise complaint.
Yeah, there was like sunlight coming out of the windows.
Yeah.
It looked like,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was in the middle of the day, so.
How did that end? When you guys wrapped up, were the cops still there?
Yeah, I think they just gave them a ticket or something. I don't remember what the deal
Noise
was.
complaint, whatever it was. Yeah,
Yeah, whatever it
noise
was. Yeah,
violation rather. Noise
I think
violation.
they were the people around. Those guys were used to that. That lived there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And obviously rest in peace to your good buddy that
Oh yeah.
threw the party. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah.
definitely.
Yep.
Good guy for putting that on and helped make a great music video. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. He did a lot. I mean, he was in he worked for this company Insight as well, and they're an Australian clothing brand, and he used to hook us up with shows early on, and he helped us out a lot as well.
That's awesome. Yeah. Does the name Scott Thatch ring a bell to you at all?
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep.
Can you tell me about your relation with that guy?
Was it Scott that? No, it's Matt Thatch.
Chad said Scott, but okay, Matt
Chad's
Thatch.
losing his mind. Matt Thatch. Yeah. I don't remember if Dan came up with that name or if I did. I think Dan did. Okay. So that was the thing. We weren't getting a lot of money. We weren't getting enough money for shows because we were pushovers, and people were just kind of pushing us around and paying us peanuts. So we came up, before we had a booking agent, we just came up with this guy named Matt Thatch. And so we would just use him as kind of a shark, and he'd just go after the money. And we just set an email for him, and yeah, I would usually go at it with people and just haggle and get twice as much money as they would pay the band, which is so stupid, but that's the industry. That's the way it works. There's lots of people like Viva Pomona and Berger and other people that were always fair, but then there was other bigger things that weren't. FYF was, they helped us out a lot as well. Sean Carlson, he was always a good dude to have around for us. He's the one that got us, or he didn't get, I think he got us. Yeah, he was the one that helped us. He called me up and was like, "Oh, you want to play Coachella?" And that was the year we played Coachella. So, but yeah, so there was those people that were always like good to us, but then there was a ton of other promoters and clubs that weren't. And I'm not going to name any of those, but that guy, Matt Thatch, he got us some money.
Yeah, Matt Thatch is a ball buster, huh?
Yeah, he was. I don't know what he's doing now.
No, yeah.
I think he's
good guy though.
Yeah, it's good.
Good haggler.
Yeah, he was.
That's awesome, man. Dude, Phil, thank you so much for coming back on, man. I really appreciate it, dude. This was a pleasure as always. And real quick though, promo for this, you could buy all Tijuana Panthers music at innovativeleisure.net, all the hard copy, right?
Oh yeah.
and you could also stream all of it, all the discography wherever you stream music, and you could also support you guys at Tijuana Panthers.bandcamp.com, right? That's a good
Yep.
place to
Yeah.
throw some dough your way. And where can the people find Ottofix's music? Where's the best place for them
Just
to find
online.
the
You can go on to
gems?
Spotify and all that. Same deal. It's everywhere. But
And
it's all,
YouTube?
yeah, I haven't been doing too much with that. I am gonna keep, that's always gonna be a thing I'm keeping up on. But yeah, we're doing Tijuana Panthers songs right now. We're gonna figure that out, and then who knows?
Awesome, man. Well, I can't wait. And dude, thank you so much for coming on again. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
have you on again, whether you want to or not.
Oh
Oh,
no, you gotta, dude. There's so many other human beings that are out there that you need to talk to.
no, I know, but I
Thank
enjoy
you,
talking to
Jacob,
you
for
too.
having me on. I
Thank you for
appreciate
coming on, Phil. It's a pleasure. It was a pleasure the first time, the last this next time and last time. You
it.
know,
Yeah.
it's gonna be fantastic. But I'll talk to you in a second. I'm gonna stop recording this now.
All right.
All right.
Peace.
Thank you, man.